But yeah, this is Fight Net Radio. My name's Lee Honish, Miguel Antonio Barragan, Andrew Labouche. We talk about boxing. We've only got Andrew for a short period of time, but these guys wanted to make sure all of you guys who listened to the show had even more content for the week, because apparently, according to our producer, I've overhyped the David Diamante. Dude, that was brutal. Dude was brutal about the Diamante. And I admit, Diamante was actually a tough interview. You got Sky as a bonus who couldn't remember her boyfriend's hair color. So that was fun. Enjoy that, people. But we'll do last week's story. We'll get all cleaned up and we'll end it on the dog bow tail. Did you see what I did there? Dog bow tail? Did you see what I did there? Let's jump right into it. Josh Taylor. There's not anybody in the world who can that can convince me I lost to Catterall. All right, let me help you out. You lost. How'd I do? Did I convince him, Miguel? I mean, last time I checked, the scorecards were pretty straightforward. He lost.
Yeah, I don't think you convinced him. I mean, if we can convince him to not use double negatives in his sentences, there's not anybody. But I'd say no. There's no fucking way you convinced him. I'm sure. I mean, what is he gonna say? Yeah, I lost. Obviously he's not gonna just admit that he got, that he got handled. He held his own. I'm not gonna say he didn't, right? I mean, he was the champion. I'm sure a lot of those close rounds, the judges decided to give to him as opposed to Catterall. But I mean, watching the fight. I mean, I try not to rescore fights because the judges at ringside, they only get one crack at it. So I try to do the same thing. But I've watched it several times and I got Catterall. To be nice, it would have been a draw, but yeah, he got lucky. This is one of those ones like the Floyd and Castillo ones where like just Floyd wasn't at 100% and it was like Castillo that probably should have won that one and they gave it to Floyd anyway. It's kind of one of those like he got away with the skin of his teeth on his teeth. So,
Andrew, can you convince Josh Taylor that he lost?
No, because I thought he won the fight, Lee. All of them have close fights. You won't find a fighter in history that went his whole career without having one blemish on his record. I mean, you could even look at Ricardo Lopez, who retired undefeated. The draw that he has on his record, many people thought he had lost that fight. That was the fight right before he retires. Trivia, anyone remember the name?
Of the opponent?
Yeah.
Nope.
Damn it. You could have said it.
I'm bad at that.
I have to look that shit up. I don't remember what the hell it was. Yeah.
But yeah, it was his last guy he ever fought. He actually.
So you asked. Wait, hold on. You asked a question that you didn't know the answer to as a quiz question for the group. That's solid. That's some crazy Lee Honish crap. All right. So you believe he won the fight. So you and Josh are gonna carry, signs and go out and.
Look, it was a very close fight. I thought he won it in the late rounds, especially the last four rounds, which are always big in a fight because sometimes they just have this thing close. It was never going to be a wash. Catterall needed to know that he had to show up late in that fight. I thought Taylor had won the majority of the championship rounds, which why I gave him the fight. But close either way, and like I said, it's happened to everyone. Nobody's perfect. So if anything, try to rematch the guy. To put settle the score. He's in the division still, so I don't know why they wouldn't. Maybe they are trying to build a rematch, but no reason to try to convince yourself you won the first fight. If the judges say you won, you fucking move on with life and rematch them or go on.
Oh, that's the theme for the first couple of stories. Let's talk about another theme. Rolando Romero. You remember him. He's the guy who lost. I'm moving up to 147 to F up Spence. I'm a star. I like good delusion, Andrew. And Romero is on a different plane with his delusion. Does he really think like he's going to pull a Spence out of his rear end?
And this wasn't even the worst. No, he's not. Spence already said he's not even thinking, not even gonna process what this kid said. He wants no part of Raleigh. Said he needed help or some shit like that. Raleigh also posted a video of him like shadow boxing to that song Island Boys. Do you guys know those two tattooed brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Why would you affiliate yourself with those two guys? Like, I don't know if he's trying to be a joke, but he's doing a very good job of just making himself look like a fool right now in the boxing world. Someone really needs to take a hold of his social media.
Well, I'm sure he's playing from somebody's playbook. It seems a little Deontay Wilder-ish. However, I don't. Dude, he lost, right, Miguel? Like, I didn't miss that, right? Like, we're not talking about a dude who made a name for himself. He's just somebody loud who wears bad coats.
Yeah, and no undershirts.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's I'm not sure if maybe just BBC doesn't have enough 140 pounders for him to go up there to 140 and just because it looks like he's he's at 135, right? He's going to skip 140 and go straight to 147. I legitimately thought this was kind of in a weird way PBC's backup plan, in case some shit doesn't go down. If ultimately the fight with Spence and Crawford doesn't go down, then we have ourselves a guy already waiting in the wings, right? Hey, we know who Rolando is, from getting his ass handed to him recently with Gervonta. So it's like, boom, we know who the guy is. He made a big splash in that fight, even in losing because of his mouth primarily. So put him up against another PBC guy and then let him get his ass handed to him once more. But I legitimately thought that was the case. That's kind of what it was. Just sort of like a break in case of emergency. Toss this motherfucker in there. I'm sure he's going to talk a hella smack, and then he's going to get his comeuppance once he gets in the ring with Spence, if that were to happen. But this is kind of the emergency plan, what I thought at least.
I wouldn't even want to talk to the fan who purchases Spence versus Raw at 147. You would be an idiot to me, and I would not want to talk to you. If you told me you bought that
Haven't you talked to most boxing fans, Andrew? I mean,
the
depths of what they will pay for and watch is shocking.
They would buy Raleigh. What the fuck's this kid Romero versus Errol Spence? I would fucking walking away. Fuck both of those. And did you guys see what Bob Arum said? Do you have Bob Arum in the news?
No, not really. What did Bob say?
He doesn't think the fight's going to happen.
Damn it. With Spence and Crawford, you mean?
Yeah, with Crawford and Spence.
So I'm telling you.
Yeah, there are actually no
real.
Well, I didn't do this week. We're just doing last week. So that isn't to say that on Sunday we're not covering that topic, but I'm not surprised by it. But
God damn.
Bob doesn't. Whatever.
Yeah, no, the boss, because he knew that a year ago or whenever he cut this kid, Crawford, this man. Whenever
Don't sleep on Spence.
Crawford was a dead end road. He was a dead end road, man. He's not getting any views. He's not getting any pay-per-view buys. He's pricing himself out for Spence. Now it looks like it might really be out because there's no one backing up the fight. It all came down to money. What we've been saying this whole time, it's all going to come down to money. Here, I want 20 million. I want 20 million. Where are you guys getting 40 million from? Where? Both of these guys are not Mayweather Pacquiao. We blew this fucking fight up, and these guys, literally to the market world, you're two bums. You really are. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the bottom line is still like the best welterweight fight we can make at the moment if it happens, but it's still not multi-million like the way they're trying to make it seem. Because I mean, like I've read stuff from what was his name, from fucking Coppinger, saying that the fight is almost made, this damn near nearly made, everything is almost ironed out, and then this bullshit happens with Arum. So I would not be surprised that at the 11th hour, money is the reason and they pull the plug on this shit.
I think. And Coppinger is probably working for Al Heyman when he makes that tweet. Al Heyman is trying to pressure Crawford into signing something. So you want to put the fight out there as, yeah, it's close, you guys. Oh, look, it didn't happen. It's his fault. He's going to be the odd man out anyways. He's not really a part of PBC. They don't care. Al Heyman don't care about him. He was so stupid for leaving Top Rank. He really was. This Crawford. But yeah, I don't like it when Bob says he doesn't think the fight's gonna happen. I don't like that. Go ahead, Lee.
All right. Hey, remember Andy Ruiz on Reynoso? Eddie is not going to be in this camp, but in the future, I'm sure he is. Excuse me? Hasn't he been training there? Am I confused by this,
no,
Miguel?
I think he left. He's one of the dudes that left the Reynoso camp, I think.
Okay.
I don't remember when he left or who he hopped over to, but yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he left quite some time ago. I think he left before before Ryan did, I think.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's been gone for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they're on good terms. Of course, it's not like the kind of shit talk that Ryan has been spewing in the last few months. But I mean, it sounds like they're on good terms, and he left on good terms. So it's cool. Don't burn those bridges. Keep them shits open. If you got to get back on that clan, by all means do so.
Got to get on the clan.
Got to get back with that, right? I don't blame him.
This episode brought to you by Clan Buterol.
Ruiz is a heavyweight. Reynoso ain't saying shit about him. And Reynoso don't want to catch Andy Ruiz at the bar.
Does Reynoso have to smell his crap?
I has to try to sit on Garcia. With Ruiz, yeah, you better watch what you say. You don't want that man mad at you.
Well, September 4th, he is going to face Luis Ortiz. We have talked about it. Has anything changed for you, Miguel? Is Andy Ruiz, and I mean, it's watchable, but I don't know if there's anything left in Luis Ortiz.
I mean, Ruiz can take a punch first and foremost, right? He can take a punch, he can dish it out. He's the kind of guy that likes to get in there and throw down. So that isn't gonna bode well for fucking Ortiz. However, Ortiz is still a very, very established Cuban, and he's a southpaw, so I wouldn't be surprised if he actually catches Ruiz coming in, because Ruiz gets a little wild sometimes, and I don't know if he's got. I mean, he's got heavyweight power. Ortiz, I'm talking about, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does drop Ruiz a couple of times the same way Arreola did, because I mean, comparing Arreola to Ortiz is much more refined and the more accomplished boxer. So. We keep like harping on Ortiz's age, but he's got those skills still. Maybe the reflexes aren't there anymore, right? Maybe the chin isn't there anymore. So that's going to be where Ruiz is going to be laying heavy on it. But those early rounds where Ortiz is still fresh and he's still very sharp, who the fuck knows? Maybe he can box or Ruiz in the early rounds enough to get some of those early rounds in the bank. But maybe the age is thing. We're harping too much on the age, but he's still a very good boxer. So I'm still leaning towards Ruiz, on age alone. To be honest, he's going to have that gas tank going into the latter part of the fight. So I'm still going to lean towards Ruiz. But to quote Aram, don't sleep on Ortiz, because who the fuck knows?
Well, and my takeaway from everything you said was he's an established Cuban. Okay.
Yeah.
You actually said that.
Cuban boxer, I meant to say.
He's an established Cuban.
To say, for fuck's sake.
Cool. Don't know what that means, and I don't know if you might have had the most racist comment of the day. Andrew, is he an established Cuban? Oh, there was no way I was letting that one go.
On the head when he said it. It really depends on which Luis Ortiz shows up. If this is gonna be, a guy that's actually trying to win a fight, trying to show up and prove himself, then yes, he does have the skill set to give Andy Ruiz a rough night. But if this is Luis is on the downside of his career, which I believe he is, and to be honest with you, I haven't seen Ortiz in a while. I'm not a big fan of PBC main events, and it's very rare that I watch their undercards. I know he's fought in a lot of B average guys, and I just really haven't paid attention that much to Luis Ortiz in a while to know where he's at. What I do like about Andy Ruiz, what I've always liked about him, is he has power in both hands. He has fast hands for a heavyweight, and he throws combinations. These are all bad things for an aged fighter who really lacks defense. He stands in front of you. He takes punches. I really think Ruiz can get Ortiz out of there early, you guys. If Ruiz shows up and acts his age and takes that same kind of energy in the ring and applies it onto Ortiz, from what I remember Ortiz being, and then adding these years onto him, I don't see him being able to keep up with Ruiz. I think Ruiz takes him out easily in the first 5 rounds.
There you go. Moving forward, Gennady Golovkin versus Araceli Lara is ordered by the WBA.
What?
Yeah, WBA. So after he's done, I guess, with Canelo on September 17th, apparently hold the WBA belt, he's got to face Araceli Lara. God, that would be an awful fight. I think just the word Araceli Lara in the title of any matchup just makes me cringe on some level, Andrew.
Yes, yeah, I don't know how he's getting a bunch of wins on a PBC undercard, so I guess he's building his record up that way. This fight was exciting. I don't know, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, I might have bought into this. Not especially not after Triple G beats Canelo. He's going to come back and fight
He's
Lara.
not fighting Lara. There's no way.
Right after a win over Triple G, I think not.
I agree. Miguel.
Well, I'm not too crazy about the weight. He's going to move up to fight Canelo a third time, and then he's going to move back down. At his age, I'm not sure that's going to help him. If he moves up to 168, win, lose or draw, he might as well just stay there and finish the rest of his career there. I'm not sure if it's going to really help him. We saw what happened to fucking what's his name? Damn, I lost my train of thought. Roy Jones, going up and then coming back down. At his age, 40, by the time he fights, I mean, he's going to fight Canelo in September. By the time he fights again, he's going to most likely be 2023 at that point. He's going to be older. I don't think he's going to come back down. I mean, I figure he's most likely going to just relinquish the belt and allow Lara to be like the full WBA champ at middleweight. Might as well. Yeah, especially, of course, as Andrew said, that if he does end up beating Canelo, then he's going to stay at 168. But man, even if he loses, even if it's a fucking draw, just stay at 168. Forget about the belt. Start collecting belts at 168 if there are any left at that point. Well, actually, Canelo's got them all there, mind. So, but yeah.
Well, hypothetically, if he wins the fight, right? Let's just say he pulls the magic out of his butt. You're going to take the highest cash off. He's only got a couple of fights left. Period.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to believe at this point. So you're going to take high. Araceli Lara is not a moneymaker.
You're gonna go from a pay-per-view fucking fight to Lara. I mean, come on now.
Awful. Hey, our favorite.
And also, we can't forget he talked about this being his last fight. But you know what? Did we talk about it?
No, we didn't.
Triple G, a promotional suicide this week, you guys. And I don't know if it was this week or last week. It might have been in last week's news. We might have missed it. But yeah, he already came out and said that, retirement check. Retirement is in his near future. So don't know how I feel about the fight after that. Damn it. Sorry, Lee. You don't have that one?
No, I don't have that one. But, when I pull stories on Sunday for last week and it comes up, we can skip right over it. And I don't blame him. Like, it would be a hell of a swan song to go in there, handle your business decisively, right? Then retire. I use air quotes for that. There's no way that it's not a fourth fight between Golovkin and Canelo. No way if he wins that fight. And it'll be even a bigger payday, and he'll go after it. Am I wrong, Miguel?
Yeah. No, if he wins, technically they're still at a tie, right? It'll have to be a tiebreaker. We'll have to go with the fourth one because the first one was a draw. The second one was Canelo winning, and if he pulls off the win here, we're going to need a tiebreaker, and you best believe he's going to sign a dotted line for that one. Hell yeah!
Oh yeah, it'd be a huge money fight, huge.
And
hey, go ahead.
Yeah, it should have been in the news already. We might have missed it, but yeah, he did come out and said the fight against Alvarez is going to help me retire financially at a financial standpoint.
Well, there you go. Let's talk about somebody who's also there, Broner. Heyman, Espinosa, I'm telling me they don't give
Wait.
All right.
Does kill the momentum of this fight. Lee, one of the guys basically just said he might be done with the sport going into what's supposed to be a blockbuster mega summer fight, fall fight. What is it? September
fight. Yeah, fall.
I think you see it wrong, Andrew. I think it's a smart play. There is nothing for him at 168. This dude's not fighting Bivol. He's not fighting Zuro. He's not fighting anybody that's up there in those weight classes. Like, he's just too small. So if he goes in, gets the win, retires, again with air quotes, right? He pulls the Tyson Fury. Come on. They're going to have to roll in a bank truck to get him to fight one more time. I think it's a smart play. And if he loses, I was over the hill. He waited too long for the fight. It's all Canelo's fault. Like, that's all he has to say and go, peace out.
Yeah, it's another lose for Canelo. I think. I've said this before. It's a lose-lose. If he loses to this dude, he lost an old man, or if he beats him, he beats an old man. This is just another lose. So it'd be a lose-lose-lose. Because if he beats him, it's like, oh well, Triple G was already on the way out anyway, because he already said it himself. So it's another fucking I wouldn't say that it causes the fight to lose momentum per se, but it just adds less. I don't know. There seems to be less at stake here.
And I honestly think at the bar he gets 2 losses if he loses on that night. There, the fans are going to go, he lost the first fight too. So he lost the first one and he lost the third one to Triple G. I really think that is up in the air for Canelo going into this. Totally agree with the lose-lose scenario. What I don't like about the setup, him setting it up, is I believe it's telling me that Triple G knows he's not going to win this fight. And this is why. Most common injury to an athlete, but mostly boxers, because I hear about boxing more, back injuries, right? When they're training, they can train for a few days, then they have to go rest because their back just goes out on them. They can't keep up, can't do the sit-ups, the push-ups, and all that like when they're in their 20s and early 30s. What if Triple G is already doing this? What if he's only training like 3 out of 7 days a week? 4 out of 7, whatever. Fucking half-assing it. He knows he's half-assing it. He knows Canelo isn't. Canelo's still in his early 30s. He's out there running, jogging, doing all of his push-ups, sit-ups, and he kind of already knows he's going to lose this fight. Might not be a knockout, might probably be decision, but he has no confidence because the first 2 fights, he's young. He's training like a madman for 7 days. At 40, he's taking a few days off. It's just, to me, it's a bad look. I don't like hearing it. It didn't totally make me, fucking give up on the fight, but it is a big ass damper on what, on this being some big. It definitely, to me, isn't prime versus prime. And now it just turned into Pacquiao versus fucking Barrera. Once a guy goes, I think I'm ready to retire. That is a bad sign going into that fight.
Well, he's got 1 foot in the door and 1 foot out. Once they say that, that's precisely what's going on. They already have, they're already looking the other direction. And I mean, the fact that this fight is taking place at 168, he's taking time off. Like at his age, he's probably struggles to make 160 still, so he can't take any days off. But fighting at 168, on top of the fact that he may have, the back problems, hell yeah, he's going to take days off, knowing that he doesn't have to cut as much. Yep.
I will retire at some point, and it's not far away, Golovkin told Seconds Out. The fight against Alvarez is going to help me retire from a financial standpoint, but we'll see. Peace. Maybe knockout. Well, might want to bet the knockout.
The only fighter to survive the old Yeller clause, Adrien Broner. How many, let's be honest, how many old Yeller matches has this guy had where they were literally trying to get rid of him? Heyman, Espinosa, I'm telling you, telling me they don't think, tell me they don't give an F about me. F y'all. I don't think anybody actually cares about you at all, Adrian, at this point. I think you're just a crash. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Okay? I ain't with none. Wit. I ain't with none of this shit they got going on. I feel like Al Heyman and Steven Espinosa is bullshitting. Well, we agree on that. Because why is we doing a press conference on the computer when you guys, they don't do Floyd's shit on no effing computer when they fight a YouTuber? They don't do, it's so hard to read. They don't do nobody else shit on the computer. Actually, you're wrong, dude. They do everybody's shit on a computer these days. But they want to do my shit on a computer. I don't want you to shit on a computer. There might be like what are the fans only or whatever that is. There's probably
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. There's a market for it. I mean,
what movie with Ben Stiller when they go, it's computer, and he throws it on the fucking ground? I see Adrien Broner doing that with his laptop, and they told him to do.
But they want to do my shit on a computer. No, technically they don't. That is OnlyFans. That's telling me they don't give an F about me. So when you say it's fucking me, it's fucking y'all. fuck me, it's fuck y'all. You guys use the actual words. I mean, it would be much better instead of the ... And at the end of the day, that's what I really just came to let you all know. That's it. Have you got any more of these amazing quotes? I see anybody could see it. No. In fact, nobody's looking, actually, Adrien. We're just waiting for you to, like, rob a liquor store at this point. At this point, y'all bullshitting. Oh, you had to say it twice. Good. Y'all been supposed to make this fight. Y'all giving us dates. Y'all keep pushing our dates back. Y'all, come on, man. Who the fuck do a 6-month camp? You all tripping. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk to you at 11 on Thursday. So what I'm going to do is tell Omar to keep training your ass off. I'm going to train my ass off. Let's go in there and put on a great performance, but I'm going to get the fuck up on out of here and go back to sleep. Wow. So you just showed up on some dude's podcast on a virtual press conference, and it was Brian Custer's Showtime was moderating the press conference. Like, you just went ballistic on the... Oh, God bless you, Broner. It's so nice to have you back. Boxing missed Broner. I got to be honest. I mean, who goes on their own press conference and then shits on the promoters who actually made a fight for a guy who, I could be wrong, he's not winning a whole lot these days.
He hasn't won in years, I believe.
Years.
It's Figueroa, and he might be favored against Figueroa. Like, it's totally absurd what he's doing right now. He has a chance of winning this fight and moving on to another check. Yet let's tell Al Heyman and Ellerby to go fuck off. And he's always told Ellerby to fuck off. There's a viral video of him calling him a pussy? He's a you soft ass nigga. That's what he's telling him. You soft ass. As he keeps telling him over and over again. And Ellerby's like, we're not here to talk about me. He says, shut that soft ass shit up. You gotta watch it. It's classic. Wow. But yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm completely fascinated that he is still himself. Like, dude, you haven't won. I'm not even sure why people are giving you fights, other than we know you're a car crash. Am I crazy for thinking that?
The whole comparison to Floyd, the kid's been doing this his whole career. He's never been a fraction of what Floyd was to Al Heyman. So it's kind of sad where Broner is on that whole Floyd obsession. Totally think he has Floyd's picture up in his house. I really do.
Miguel, where do you stand on yay or nay on Broner's comments? And by the way, let me reiterate for Fight Net Radio and especially Andrew Labouche. Yeah, kind of fuck Espinosa. He's fucked more fighters than it's even mentioned. What do you think, Miguel?
Well, I mean, I certainly feel a lot dumber listening to this fucker talk. Reading those quotes.
No, I lost brain cells. Like, I couldn't dumb that down. It was painful.
I mean, it was hard making sense of anything that he was saying. It certainly doesn't help his case to bite the hand that feeds him. Talking as much crap as he does talking. As much as we want to give him credit for being what's real, but it's like, dude, there's going to be a point where you have to be professional, right? Like, you have to be able to not talk this crap. Otherwise, your checks, whatever small checks that are coming in, are going to be pretty much nullified. So he's going to talk whatever smack he talks, because that's kind of the way he's always been. And to answer your question earlier, Lee, people give a shit about him. People are going to tune in to watch, mainly because of the train wreck, but really that's really the only thing, not for anything positive per se. So yeah, to some degree, we still give a fuck about him just because we like to see what crap he's got to say or who he's going to fight in the ring. I mean, hell, a win over Figueroa might very well put him in line for a fucking fight as an opponent against Spence, for all we fucking know. Right back in the mix. He literally has won one fight, which was against a no-name last year, and prior to that was like 2017 was the last time that he actually won a fight against Granados, if I'm not mistaken. But it's like he's becoming more and more relevant. This will kind of help him stay in the spotlight, so to speak, which chances are he's going to beat Figueroa. Figueroa doesn't belong at 147. He's just not the kind of guy who He was a prospect at one time, and he was going to be something at 130, maybe even, or I'm sorry, 135, 140, but 147 is in his weight class, and he's kind of already on the downside of his career. Talking about Figueroa, well, so is Broner, but between the two, Broner's going to most likely take this one, and that may very well put him in a good spot to get himself another big money fight. If he wins, then he wins impressively, but let's be real, we're tuning in because of the train wreck, not because of what he does in the ring.
100%. 100%. Moving forward, Adam Kaunaki views the Barclay return as the biggest fight of his career. Who are you fighting?
Yeah, who's fighting?
Like, what? It's a must-win situation, dude. It was a must-win when you had Hellenius. Like, what are you talking about, you psycho? It's the biggest fight of my career, said Kaunaki. I have to win to stay relevant. Dude, you're not relevant. God bless. Having 2 kids these last few years has been life-changing for me. Okay. But I can have everything with a cherry on top. I had to make more sacrifices in my life for this training camp to make sure I stayed focused. Dude, don't you always show up kind of fat to your fights? I had a good 20 fights. I hit a bump in the road. You call that a bump? Consecutive? They're consecutive, right? Am I wrong? Those were consecutive losses. That's not a bump. That's a dead end. Tell me I'm crazy about this, but Miguel, is he smoking crack?
He's apparently smoking that good crack, but I kind of agree with him. I'm not sure how relevant he is as
Speed
of
bump?
now.
Speed bump. I would not call those losses speed bump.
I mean, he got TKO'd twice by the same dude. But it's probably a bad idea to have an immediate rematch with him afterwards after that first loss. But he did, last a couple of more rounds in that rematch, but he still got knocked the fuck out. So, I mean, I don't know if two losses. I mean, one loss we can call a speed bump, and especially if it was like a decision or something like that. But he got knocked the fuck out twice, so that really throws his whole career for a loop. Really, I mean, I'm not sure everything that he mentioned in regards to having kids these last few years. Maybe his mind was elsewhere, and that just wasn't exactly helping matters. But we'll see how he comes out. I do agree with him to some degree. Like, he is talking about trying to stay relevant in the weight class with the win, and maybe he'll be able to do that with a win. I'm not even sure who the fuck he's fighting, but he's gonna need that win because 3 losses in a row, and then of course it also depends how the loss, if he were to lose, comes about. Is it another KO or TKO or a close decision? But I'm willing. He always puts on good fights, so I like seeing him. I'm not sure if he'll ever be a main event fighter, but he's good on undercards even as co-main events because he is entertaining. He brings it even as doughy as he looks in the ring, he still fucking brings it, So I want to see how he's going to look in this upcoming fight because that win, he's going to need a win real bad because 3 losses in a row, you can pretty much call it a career at that point.
Yeah, okay. And he's white and he's a heavyweight. That's basically all I can
He's a good B-side. He'll be a good B-side, right? To most.
Andrew, am I deranged for thinking that Kaunaki's completely lost his mind? Andrew? Paging no. Andrew. Did we lose Andrew?
Oh, we might have. Damn it.
It shows him still. No, gone. It's just us. We'll sit here quietly in the dark. Hi, everybody on the podcast. I guess this is your kind of commercial break. Go up and get a cold beverage. We'll sit here and see if Andrew makes a return or if his kids have attacked him. Hard to say. I don't know. Do you think he's coming back?
He's gonna make the effort to come back for sure. I mean, we know he's synonymous for these Batman type of exits, but this was a little bit too premature. I suspect he's coming back. Yeah.
I suspect it's a technical issue. He probably ran out of power. Let's kill a couple stories. Robert Garcia, I'm pushing Joshua to be more aggressive. Good luck. Good luck. What are you talking about, Garcia? I mean, seriously, how?
Well, how aggressive. How? There's going to be a good way to be aggressive and a bad way to be aggressive. Aggressive exactly how? I wonder what is. Scroll down. Let's see what he's got to say about this.
All right, let's see what Robert's got to say. You know what? I think he wasn't thinking and prepared to win the fight. From what he told me, he was just thinking of going 12 rounds. He never thought, I got to win the fight. I just need to go 12 rounds. So that makes a difference. Now he's thinking of winning and thinking of hurting somebody. That's the most important thing. he's got to be confident with his team. Why wouldn't he think that in his last fight, Miguel?
Yeah, why in the world? He was coming in there the unified heavyweight champ. How the fuck was he going to go into the fight just saying, "Okay, I'm going to last 12 rounds with this"? No, of course he's going to go in there with And was it in the UK? I think it was in the UK, right, where he lost. He had the fucking crowd on his side. How was he not going to go into the fight thinking that he was going to win? What is Garcia fucking doing? I mean, if that's the truth, I mean, I don't know if that's the truth.
If that's a true sentence and that conversation actually occurred, or worse, that's what your actual trainer thinks you did. Dude,
yeah,
he's gonna.
Where is his brain? Like we kind of to some degree understood his mindset when he lost to Ruiz, right? Being outside of the UK, fighting in New York, it's like kind of a big deal, and maybe his mind was elsewhere. So be it, right? But you're in your home country, you're defending, the unified champ. You only have that one loss in your record that you actually avenged, and you think you're gonna go in there against Usyk and be like, okay, I'm just gonna go in there to the last 12 rounds. Like, what the fuck? How's
no big deal? I'm just gonna go do 12 and I'll get the title.
How is his mentality? Like, how is that? That's not a champion's mentality to go in there saying like, yes, I'm just gonna go in there and lose, almost as if going the 12 rounds is some sort of like it was a consolation prize. It's like, all right, cool. It's a moral victory. I'm gonna last 12 rounds with Usyk. What the hell? I mean, I certainly hope that's not what he was actually thinking, and maybe this is just a conclusion that that fucking Robert Garcia has jumped to. But I mean, come on, how are you gonna be a unified champ with that mindset?
Yeah, I completely agree. Let's jump to this past weekend. Isaac Dogbo, all 360 years of Isaac Dogbo. How old is that dude? He won by split decision. You actually watched the fight. I just watched the highlight because that's about the only way to watch this fight. What did you think of Isaac Dogbo?
Well, we've affectionately called him Dog Boy here on the show, so we're gonna go that route. Isaac Dog Boy, they have a couple of common opponents with Navarrete and also Shakur Stevenson, both losses. On Joet's side, his opponent Joet Gonzalez's side. So I actually attended his second fight with Navarrete where he got fucking smoked, and it did not look good. Like, he looked really bad. In a weird way, this fight here, an odd, sometimes life has an odd way of setting these things up. Him winning last Saturday has actually put him in the spot to potentially fight Navarrete the third time, which is not a good idea. But that's where basically he won some, WBO Continental something. So he's somehow potentially in line for a third fight with Navarrete. But as far as the fight goes on Saturday, he looked good. He really looked good. Like, he's a muscular guy, and oftentimes they tend to kind of slow down towards the end of the fight. And there was a couple of times where he did actually slow down a few times, but just looking at their faces between his face and Joet Gonzalez, like, Gonzalez's face looked fucked up. Like, he took some massive shots, especially early. And, to Joet's, credit, he basically stood in there and threw down. A couple of times he did stun Dogbo, but it didn't seem, or Dogbe, it didn't seem like he ever really had him in too much trouble for too long. A couple of punches did stun Dogbe, but he eventually recovered pretty quickly, actually. He did a good job of clinching whenever he needed to. But man, it was. I was watching it, and towards the end of the fight, honestly, I did think that Joet managed to pull it off towards like the latter part of the fight. I thought, okay, I think Dogboy is pretty much done at this point because this is another loss. But they ended up giving them a decision. I was like, oh shit, okay, well, I guess. But on my scorecard, I actually did have Joet winning, and this is trying to be as like non-biased as possible, right? Because I of course we followed Joet Gonzalez's career, but I don't know. I'm not sure where this puts him in his career as far as Dogboy. It's giving him some third party belt or some bullshit. So he's got himself a strap, and that puts him in line for some other big names. But if I'm not mistaken, I think he's at 126 now, which is exactly where Navarrete is. It would probably benefit him to go after some of the other champs. We mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, I think, on some of the fights. What's his name? Ray Vargas. Ray Vargas is also in this weight class, and he recently defeated what's his name, Maxayo. So he's got definitely potential opponents on here, and hard hitting opponents that are kind of similar to Navarrete. So I'm not sure how far he's going to go in this weight class here, but nonetheless, he got himself the victory, and he didn't look half bad. He really didn't. Again, on my scorecard, I did have Hoet winning, but Dogboy didn't look too bad. He looked like he had plenty left in the tank as far as his career goes.
There you guys go. I'm just getting word through my headset and or phone. Andrew was attacked by a screaming wife.
Oh yeah. Oh, whoopsie.
This just in. Andrew was attacked by a screaming wife. So we'll see Andrew again on Sunday, and I will leave the better comedy, and we'll pick right back up there on Sunday. This gives you guys a little bit of all of us for the end of the week to get you through the weekend, or even a horrible Friday drive time wherever you are. Be safe out there. Take care. As always, go to boxingtonight.io. You can pick up all of our videos. You can get a fight schedule for the weekend. There isn't a whole lot of anything going on this weekend, except Garcia and Benavidez, which doesn't even deserve.
UFC. For those who want to watch it, in case you guys are interested, we have ourselves a UFC pay-per-view this weekend, which is going to be a rematch between Pena and Nunes. That's worth watching. On the undercard, we have Brandon Moreno, which we talked about before. He's fighting this dude, Carl Frank. It's going to be a pretty decent, thank you, VIPbox.com, because that's where I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to order this shit. But if you guys don't have anything else to do, you guys don't really feel like watching Garcia, in the ring against Jose Benavidez Jr., we have ourselves a UFC card, so fuck it, why not?
Well, no, don't forget Adam Kaunaki with his make or break Ollie Aaron Demizier. Never heard of him. Drives a cab driver.
Selling hot dogs outside the arena.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So you guys got that going for you, if that's what you want to do. As always, you can go to boxingtonight.io and get all the updates, news feeds, and of course, multiple ways to listen to the show. We appreciate all of you, and we look forward to getting back to normal on Sunday. Thanks.